Very good. Dear brothers and sisters, I think today's readings help us to see one aspect we need to purify in Lent. Lent is a purification, and sometimes the most important thing we have to purify is the way we see things. In today's readings, we see how we need to purify the way we expect God to save us, the way we expect God will work in our lives. In the first reading, Naaman is leper, he has leprosy, and he expects that the prophet will come and he himself will touch him and heal his skin. He already has the confidence that a prophet can do that. He has it. But he's expecting the prophet himself to do it. I'm an important officer. I expect that the prophet will come and make a little show, a little ritual or something. And the prophet sends a servant, someone. And that someone tells him, well, he has to do something. The prophet is not even showing up. He's upset and he leaves. He does not receive God's salvation because he's expecting it directly from the prophet, directly from God. Interesting. Because sometimes God sends us his messages or his graces through the people we do not expect. Sometimes we don't think that a certain person or a certain priest or a certain someone, a person in our lives sometimes, is the one through whom God is choosing to send us a message or to give us some particular grace. Interesting. And then the other interesting thing is that Naaman wanted something fancy, something like a show, like the prophet making a sign and he had to go and wash in a river that wasn't. What he was asked to do was not something humiliating or something gross, but it was simple. And he wasn't expecting that. We have to process those things, okay? Because how is God going to save me? How is God going to send me his messages? Well, okay, that's the point. What am I expecting? And what is actually God doing? And then in the gospel, people were expecting the Messiah. They were ready for it. But what were they expecting? Well, they probably were expecting a person with a long hair. Jesus had long hair. But maybe 40, 45, okay? Someone a little, at that time, people didn't get very old. The older, the better. To be a wise man, a Messiah, but not that old, so it could be king. So they would be, what would they thinking? Long hair, but maybe the beard, and maybe the beard with a little something, and the long robes in a certain way. They were expecting something, not the carpenter, not the carpenter of their own town, whom they had seen growing up. They were not expecting that. And that was the Messiah. A person they knew too well to expect too much from them. It can happen to us as well. Maybe God is trying to tell us something through a person that has already been with us. Okay, so this is a culture, and it has a lot to do with prayer. With prayer, with our relationship with God. How do we connect with God? How do we expect God to connect with us? So may God help us in this Lent to be open to His action in our life and to be open to His ways, which are not always our ways. May God help us. Amen.